Hello, everyone. Coach Schuman here. I wish we were doing these on their better terms, but obviously, with the coronavirus, we're doing some of these to really give you an opportunity to learn as much as you can, while some of you aren't even able to be in school and stuff. So today we're going to go into a coverage that we love to play. Allows you to attack from a blitzing standpoint. It allows you to get a lot of hats to the ball. It also allows you to corral the quarterback and play a lot of stunts on the defensive line. Um, it allows you to bracket. What I mean by bracket is bring another person over in coverage, so you can bracket somebody a little bit easier. And then from a coverage standpoint, it allows you to be real aggressive, especially if you feel like you have some excellent defensive backs and excellent athletes. Coverage is man free. Now, we use different terms for that. We use color terms to call it out from a defensive standpoint. You could signal it whatever you want. You could use colors. You could use words. You could use movies. You could do anything that signifies that. Each year we kind of change it. So in the past, we've used those different types of methodologies. We like to signal this in. This allows us to play a very, very simple coverage, but at the same time, it allows us to be very attacking. And also, we like to play it a lot of times out of our 3-3-5 base defense, which essentially in this can become a 3-4 real easily. Can become a 4-3 real easily. We could blitz guys and combo coverage people. So I'm going to go over the basic responsibilities of man free first. Basic responsibilities are this. So we'll look here. We count from the outside in. And we go and we have our number one person and our number two person. So we count 1, 2. Okay, so let me just so it's easy for everyone to really see here. Okay, so from a counting standpoint, okay, it becomes when you're in man, it becomes a situation where you want to be able to count the number of offensive players from the outside in, so you know who you got, and that's why we have these lines around them. So the corner has the first guy, the widest guy. Our nickel back in the 30 defense is going to have the number 2 to the weak side, to the strong side. And this is against an empty set here. So, and we call it rip empty, but it's an empty set. Then the corner on the strong side will have number 1. The strong safety will have number 2. The will linebacker will move from the box and have number 3. And then the Mike and the Sam are what we call banjo with motion, spy to double team. So banjo means that if any player comes in motion, we swap responsibilities, and then that's how we would cover it. Okay, so if a team understands, and there's a lot of different ways you can play this, but you could have your defensive back run across. So if he goes in motion, you could have, if you feel that this is the guy you want covering, you could have him cover him. So but you could, this is what banjoing is. It means that these guys right here are on a string with this number 3 receiver or number 2 receiver. It goes the other way. So that's what we're doing it from a banjo standpoint. Again, if he goes in motion from this side to make it into quads, we can always bring him across. Okay. Or we can, if he goes in cross in motion, we can go and banjo this and cover it from that standpoint. All right. So that's the first thing. The second thing is spy. So these guys are spying the quarterback for any run game or run option game. So if we get anything like this, okay, where people like to run maybe a power read, get the quarterback either fake or give and go and run off of that, or play action off of that, we're in a spy situation. When we're in spy, we get motion. You get motion across. This Mike will play to run. This Sam will work and play the quarterback. Okay. And that gives us an easy situation. And what basically happens is, from our standpoint, it ends up going like this. The Mike, okay, plays the back in case they go in a route. The Sam and a nickel now will go and play. What's going on here? Okay. Sam and a nickel will now go and play the quarterback. Okay. So that's where the spying comes in. It also, if the quarterback runs a delayed draw, we have people there for that as well. And from a blitzing standpoint, if we're running any games, that allows us to run all the games we want to run from a blitzing standpoint and get at least 4-man pressure, which we'll have every single time. We could have 5-man pressure as well out of this. So it gives us a lot of flexibility. This free safety allows us to even walk up and go in zero. And this would be a zero, which would be everybody's going really try to get a lot of attacking pressure on there. Okay. So the man free gives you a lot of flexibility. Okay. It also gives you flexibility to be able to double team any receiver you want. So what we can do is we can spy. We could have this middle linebacker spy the quarterback. Okay. And then we could have the Sam linebacker in what we call a double team situation where he can go and bracket. He go out here and bracket or double team, depending on how you want to play it. And the difference between bracket and double team is there is no difference. It's just bracketing. I like to say leverage wise, one has inside leverage, one has outside leverage. But we could double team this player, bracket him essentially, and we can now neutralize a better receiver. Okay, by doing that. All right. Now, the free safety, which is a center field player, as you can see, the free safety has a lot of space to cover. So from an alignment standpoint, I like to be inside out unless someone really, really widens us, but we really want to be inside. We want to make them make the long throw over the top over and over again, okay, because that's more difficult. We can't give an easy in man-to-man, and I primarily offensive coach. I see a player playing outside. I know that's an easy slant. I mean, that's just stealing. So we got to take away the inside, force them to go over the top, force the receiver to release outside, okay, before getting into their route, which makes it a much more difficult throw. And that, to me, is across the board. The other thing you have to make sure you do, because we love to rub routes in this kind of situation, or you can get a crossing route, rub, okay, with a dig, post, vert. I mean, you can get all kinds of things here where people can rub off. So it's important to play at different levels. So levels is key. So if your corner is going to play up, then your safety, your nickel should play back. If your will linebacker is playing up, then your strong safety should be at a different level than your corner. So playing levels gives you an opportunity to be able to not get picked off in any kind of rub situation. Okay, the free safety alignment wise. You could align him. I would line him deeper versus closer, somewhere between 12 to 15 yards. They have to cover the whole entire field and then run responsibility-wise. They're alley players. And then if there's a run in here, he's got to clean up any messes. So from that standpoint, it's really, really difficult because these guys are going to be looking man-to-man. And especially high school players, your eyes are going to be on the receiver first. And you're going to have a hard time if someone does run you off. So these guys have really got to be the main run defenders. You can, if you have someone that's an experienced cornerback that you feel can play man and give routes up and play loose, you can do that. All right, it really depends on the type of players that you have. You're not going to be in this kind of defense unless you feel you have players that can really do some different things and you're looking to get some different opportunities. From a blitz standpoint, you could do some exchange, we call exchange coverage. Okay, so the will linebacker has number 3. We can blitz the will linebacker and exchange with the Mike. So now Mike has coverage. Okay, the free safety, going back to the free safety, he reads the quarterback's eyes, brackets the best offensive receiver in what we call free bracket. So let's say the number 1 receiver is the best receiver, and we know that that person's bigger than us or faster than us. We want to make sure that the free safety can cheat and bracket if we need to and get a second person in defense in coverage there. So, but we want to read the free safety's eyes. We always, from a free safety standpoint, want to leverage, and everyone has different comfort levels. I like reading the guards because a lot of times they're uncovered, especially in our 30 defense. Some people like to read the center. If in a 40 defense, that's fine. I think sometimes centers don't move real well, and I think you're better off with guards as a read because they'll pull them and you get a run pass read. But the free safety is going to read, get that run pass read, and then they really have the whole entire deep part of the field, and they are center fielders, just like in baseball. They are tracking down balls. As soon as they get a bead on a route, they are tracking that ball wherever it is, and they're making a play, and they're trying to make plays on the ball at all times. Okay, so man free, you got man coverage on all available receivers. Okay, you have, if there was go back here real quick, if this back was in the backfield and we just had this kind of a situation, so now what would change is all 3 would be on Will, Mike, and Sam. No longer is the Mike and Sam on a banjo. The Sam and the Will be on the banjo, unless the third receiver releases down the middle of the field. So, and then we could obviously all cover it. Run game. That's all we have to read. We just read this running back. If he's in the backfield, the quarterback, then we read that quarterback. So if this receiver goes out over, goes in motion, for example, and then runs a route over here, now this Sam linebacker would banjo there, and he would have him man-to-man. He would be late to the party, and now he could play pure run or on a blitz. Okay, so that's what we talk about from banjo. We're on a string with this guy to be able, if he did release up the field, we should all be attacking anyway for run, and we should be able to make a play on the ball. Okay, so that basically summarizes cover 3. Cover 3. Man free. You have 1 high here with the free safety. You have man on the number 1 receiver, number 2 receiver, banjo on the number 3. If he removes himself, it goes into empty. That located closest linebacker will go and cover them in man-to-man. If there is any motion, we banjo that motion. We could also check the zone if we want to as well. There's a lot of different checks that we could use. We could do some kind of combo checks here where we have half man, half zone. And that's one of the things that we like to do is we get this kind of action and we don't know exactly what's going on from a route standpoint. We go, we'll check to quarters coverage here. And that allows us to push, get any coverage here that we're in good. We're still good in man, and we would check to that. So man free gives you a lot of flexibilities, especially if you got athletes. It's a type of defense that could really disrupt the quarterback, takes away his timing because you could blitz from basically anywhere on it using any one of your players, any one of your athletes. That's man free coverage, 1 high, or a lot of people call it cover 1. Just cover one. All right.